Alright, so today we're going to talk about purging and non-purging stainless steel when you TIG weld them. I just have here some 304 scrap I have. I just cleaned it really well inside and out. I acetone wiped it a couple times, and on the inside, for the best inside weld or best penetration weld, I took a Tootsie Roll, which is a little abrasive cartridge, and ran in about wherever I'm going to weld. I did about a ½ inch on either side. This is about 1.5 inches. I'm going to run a bead right like a ½ inch away from the edge. First, I'm going to do the purged side, and then I'm going to take the argon out, and then I'm going to do this other side, non-purged. And we'll show you the difference. I'll do this all live. It shouldn't take more than 10 or 15 minutes. So on the one side, just have a piece of aluminum foil from the dollar store. Poked a couple holes in it, and this is going to be, purge is going to be coming in this way, and then all the excess oxygen is coming out this way. So this is just an aluminum plug I made with my argon purge line, and this is it's called a sintered bronze bushing. This basically diffuses the argon gas, so it's not so turbulent inside, so there's no, like, little pockets of oxygen inside there, so I get the best coverage possible. So basically I just stick this in like that. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty simple. And then on my tube, I just stick the plug in just like that. Now this can stay just like this, but just to be safe, I'm gonna throw a little bit of tape on it, just because when I'm welding and rotating it, it doesn't like, sometimes they pop out if you don't have them in real well. So just for a little extra security, I'll just put some tape on it. It's not gonna take much, just a strip or two, just overlapping the foil and the tubing, just like that, and that should be plenty. For settings, I'm using around 45 amps. I think this is 18 gauge material, if I'm not mistaken. Let me measure. Zero it out. Yep, it's between 17 and 18 gauge. Normally I do 16 gauge, 065 wall stainless, but this is a little bit thinner. So I'm going to be using about 45 to 50 amps. Obviously it's going to be with a pedal. About 20, my argon set at about 25. And I'm going to start my purge right now. Here, before we do that, let me show you my purge setup. So I got here, I'm using an HTP machine, by the way. So for my purge, I got, this is my main bottle, my purge. So I crank it open, and then I'll set it to about, we'll see, maybe like 15 to 20 for a few minutes. You can see that ball floating right there, just so I can purge all the air out of it. And then I'll drop it down to about 5 when I'm welding, just to maintain that gas in there, that positive flow. But we should start getting, in about a minute or two, we should start welding. Usually on filler, I use anywhere between 45 and 35. This is 308. This is 35 is just what I already had on the table. I didn't feel like getting new one out, so wouldn't go with that. On gas, I said 25 CFH, and I'm not running any pulse, just straight current. And my cup is a Furic number 12. This is pretty much my all-around cup. I never really swap out, so I have like number 8 gasolines and stuff like that. Obviously I have a whole bunch of stuff, but whenever I'm doing anything, I pretty much just keep my Furic on there. Unless I'm doing some titanium or something, I'll put like a bigger cup on and increase the flow. But my flow usually stays at 25 to 30, sometimes even 20 when I'm doing unimportant, mild steel stuff. But hey, I mean, whatever works for you, right? So we'll give the purge a little more time. we'll start setting up here for some welding. If you don't have one of these drill press vices and you weld, I highly suggest getting one. I made these jaws myself right here. These are just 1/4 inch aluminum, 4 inches wide and 2 inches tall, just so it holds tubing, because when you use like the regular jaws, they're about, I don't know, maybe a 3/4 inch, and you can't hold, you know, a big enough diameter tube. So I just made these myself. Inside I countersunk the bolts and used the same ones, so it sits nice and flush. But again, you should make yourself one of these or buy one. So here we go, we're gonna start welding. Get comfortable, get your purge line out the way. And we're just doing, you know, small, roughly like 12 to 15 dabs every time we start and stop. You can continue all the way, but you'll lose gas coverage and the material will get a little hot because it's so thin. So I think we're pretty good on the purge. Obviously, we'll continue to purge while we weld. So I just dropped it down to about 5 cubic feet per hour. CFH, not CFM. A lot of people get those confused. But let's start welding. Purge your line. Oh, I have, I think my pre-flow's at like 0.5. Then my post, I had around 7 seconds. It's a little overkill, but I like nice color, color-free welds or contamination-free welds, so that's why I leave it a little higher. Normally, a rule of thumb is 1 second for every amp. I'm running 45 amps, so 7 seconds is a little overkill, but nonetheless, let's start welding. Now I continue to hold my gas over the puddle until the flow stops, just to get that good gas coverage on it. Now you can rotate the pipe a little if you want, which is what I'm going to do. You can use all sorts of blocks and stuff. You don't have to use this drill press vise, but it's easier for me. So whatever's easier for you, I guess do that. Again, hold the gas and try to get your tie-ins real well. Normally when I start I'll start where I left off. I'll get the puddle the same width, and then I'll back up a ripple or two and continue there. Is what I try to do when I do my stuff, like on my restarts and stops and stuff like that. Get that all. See, sometimes it doesn't work with your angles and stuff, so I'm just gonna do this section of it, like laying on the tubing itself or something like that. Whatever works is what you should use. Crap, I just noticed, as you see on this tubing, I have a wide open pipe right here. That's all my purge is escaping out of that one, so rookie mistake right there, but I'm gonna cover that up real fast. So I think those 2 welds weren't purged 100%. We'll see when we take it off how it looks. But don't do that. Make sure when you're purging, everything is taped off or blocked off. Just continue to rotate and weld, rotate and weld, rotate and weld. This is 2 1/4 inch, so it's not that big. It should weld out pretty fast. But just you gotta do what you gotta do. The gas on there, and when you're welding super critical parts, just the movement of your mask going up and down will disrupt the flow of gas. So if you're doing like titanium or stuff like that, try to keep your mask down until the post flow is done. Even like when you take your mask up and start talking or breathing a little bit, that will also disrupt the gas flow. So just something to keep in mind. See if we can finish this up fairly quickly. This video is getting a little long and I still have to do another weld. Maybe I'll do that in a time lapse, the other weld, just so it's faster. About two more welds left on this joint. That's the last weld on this one. I'll show you guys what it looks like before I bring you back with the time lapse. So here we go. That's some of the welds. Let me put this down. Here we go. Get out of the light. Can't really see, this is pretty shitty lighting. But, alright, let me bring you back with the time lapse. So, I'm done the other side, the non-back per side, and I'll show you guys the difference basically of the both sides. So let me get you off the tripod and we'll get you. So the welds don't look that different on the outside. Yeah, they basically look the same if this thing would fucking focus. And then same with these welds. They don't, you know, they look normal. I will say the back purge side definitely welds a lot easier. The puddle just flows better. But this side was the back purging side. This is the side I purged. And you could see, let me get you in some natural light, but where I left that port unplugged, so most of the gas was coming out. You can kind of see where that is. So this is all the way around of it purged. I don't know if you're getting it, but that's the side where the purge was leaking a little bit. And then, you know, you could see 100% penetration all the way through. And there's the side that was leaking a little bit. I did go a touch light on the heat here. I should have gone a little more heat, but it's such thin material, I didn't want to blow it out. And this is the outside of the non-purged stuff. And there's the inside, and you could see the obvious sugaring. Where's some good light here? Is this good light to properly show this off? Can you see all that sugaring and crap on it? There's a good shot of it right there. There it is. It looks like it. This is raised, so it's probably a 1/4 inch up in the air, so it restricts flow, as you can see right there. And that is why you want to purge. Now this will absorb moisture and will eventually crack. This is basically, the purge side is like a weld on the outside and inside, fully purged, fully shielded from the environment. This isn't, and both welds look great on the outside, but one will last a lifetime and one will crack in just not a few heat cycles, but you know, not as long. Maybe if this lasts 10 years, the purge side, this will last maybe 1 year. This is just obviously, you know, exaggerated, but so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you learned something. Peace, take care.